Today I'm going to show you how to make this wood knife. You would first want to download a knife template off Google. If you're doing an aggressive blade design like a vomit, I would recommend you use plywood. I do not have plywood on me right now, so I'm doing a simple design. After you download your knife template, you are going to want to tape it to your piece of wood, and then you're going to take a black Sharpie and push down as hard as you can and follow the lines around so it can bleed through. Now you're going to clamp it to the bench, leaving just the drawing of the knife hanging off the edge. Okay, now it's time for the jigsaw. I would recommend that you cut on the outer side of the lines, because it's always better to have too much and sand it off than have too little and have to start all the way over. If you have a scroll saw, you can also use a scroll saw. In my opinion, it would be easier.
It was at this moment that he knew. He dug.
I'm just flipping over the soon-to-be knife and cutting off the excess.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me.
So as you can see, I messed up here, and whenever I was trying to connect the two cuts, I went offline a little bit. But it's an easy fix. All you have to do is sand it down, and then you can use a metal file to make the process a little bit easier. And as you probably guessed, we're moving on to sanding. So all I'm doing here is setting the sandpaper down on a flat surface and grinding away at the Sharpie marks. As you can see, I grabbed the file and now I'm filing away at the back of the handle where I messed up. Okay, I realized I had not explained something that well, and by that well I mean really at all. It's how to get the bezel of the blade. For those of you who don't know what the bezel of the blade is, you see how where the tang of the blade is, there's that slow decrease in still? That's the bezel of the blade. This is it on a real knife, of course, because it's easier to see. And it does it on both sides, so it comes down to a very sharp tip in the middle. See how thick it is in the back and see how thin it is at the front? That's because of the bezel. And you see how where the bezel starts? So how you're going to get there on this wood knife is you're going to take a triangular file, so a file that's shaped, well, as a triangle. And then you're going to take one of the corners, right where you want the bezel to start, so right there on mine. Then I'm going to take this knife and ground down at that. And don't go any more than halfway up the blade, because see on a real knife here, it's not going any more than halfway up the blade. So don't do that on this knife either. And you're only going to want to go to about the middle. And then you're going to do it on the other side too. And then you're going to take a flat file and ground down the rest of it until it's the same. Or you can use a grinder like I did. While you're grinding down that bezel, make sure to never go past the line that you made at your file. Now you're going to want to start drilling holes. Depending on what size the cord is that you're using for your handle wrap, it may vary in size. Just keep in mind you want the drill bit to be double the size of your string. Okay, now it's time for staining. I'm honestly not that good at staining, so I will not be giving you any tips on how to stain. I will be leaving a beginner's tutorial on how to stain in the description though. Okay, so you will want to cut 8 feet of paracord. You're going to want to find the point where 1 foot is on one side and 7 feet is on the other side, and run that through the top hole. After you've done that, you're going to want to take the 7 foot side and wrap that side in a circular pattern all the way up to the handle until that gets to the top of the handle, and the loop that was created at the top, you're going to want to run that piece of string through. This is what I meant when I said wrap in a circular pattern. Okay, now that your knife is fully wrapped, you are going to want to take the excess paracord and put it through the loop that was run at the beginning. After you've done that, you're going to want to grab the bottom string and pull really hard. Now that you've done that at the top hole, you are going to cut the paracord and finish the end. Okay, now for the last step, you are going to take the bottom string and put it through the bottom hole, tying an overhand knot and cinching the end. Well, congratulations if you follow along this tutorial. You now have your very own wooden knife. If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking that like button. If you really enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, consider clicking that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video.